Even non-football fans know Tim Tebow, of course, because he certainly was bigger than the sport. A superstar in college, Tebow, a phenomenon before he ever took his first snap in the NFL. Fans everywhere chanting for Tebow time. Took the next step, broadcasting booth. He's a college football analyst for the SEC Network, and he's now joining the Fox show Home Free as co-host. Can't tell you how happy we are that you're here.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
You know what? I just love how much fun y'all have. It seems like you all really enjoy your jobs and life. I love that.
We actually do.
I mean, are you just putting on a facade for us, or is this
You
true?
know what, Tim? We're not that good.
Yeah.
We're
You're
not that good. This is real life.
I am. They're not.
So are you all friends outside of work too?
Yes.
Do you get along?
Disgustingly, yeah.
We text on the weekend. We send pictures. Oh yeah, we do it all.
Is that like the? Is that when you know your friends? You text on the weekend.
Text on the weekend.
That's what it is.
You know,
The occasional ER visit,
the
whatever
ER
it is.
visits, cocktails, whatever it
we
is.
have
The ER visit.
Our other person is about to give birth at this moment.
She's currently
at this
in
moment,
labor.
Literally.
That's awesome.
You
Yeah.
make it,
You make it
pushed
interrupted
aside.
here, yeah.
I know
I should get pushed
it's really
aside.
important, but I have my phone right here just in case a little picture of a
Yeah,
little
that's
baby
a lot
pops
more
up.
important than talking to me.
I know.
Let's just be honest.
But in the meantime.
But you're here now.
Okay.
First of all, Tim, Muhammad Ali, your reactions.
Oh, I think it's extremely sad. I had the privilege of getting to meet him, and just someone who I think the one thing that you could say about Muhammad Ali, besides an amazing boxer and his skill set, was courage. You know, he had courage to stand up for what he believed, and there was a lot of different people that agreed, some didn't. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could take it, but he had courage to stand up for what he believed. And well, you know, I'm a big quote person. Winston Churchill was a big idol of mine, and you know, one of his biggest things is, if you have enemies, good. It means you stood for something at least once in your life.
Right.
You know, and you know, I think in today's society, you know, people are sometimes a little timid of standing for what they believe, and you don't always have to believe the same thing. You don't have to stand for the same thing, but I think it's important that you stand for something, because if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything.
This is right up your
That
alley.
takes us to you.
Yeah, this is how you live your
You're a
life.
unique guy in college. Nobody had a better college run than you in history. You are the guy you are. You are religious, you're sincere, you're serious. People loved you for that, and people didn't love you for that. Can you talk about that?
Well, I think for me, it's never something that you try to do. Oh, I'm trying to do this, or I have an agenda I'm trying to get across. No, it was, you know, one of my favorite quotes is, every day we share the gospel, but every now and then we use words, meaning you preach, you share what you believe by how you live every single day. And for me, it was just trying to be able to play ball and help people and love people, and just,
Were you surprised, because you were always an athlete, you were always a great athlete, but then you became a phenomenon? Did that surprise you?
I mean, you know, for me, when so much of that was going on, it's just trying to stay under the radar and just be focused, and just, you know, have friends and family around, and not really worry about the craziness that's going around you.
Did it get too crazy, and is that what ultimately you think hurt?
I didn't, you know, for me, it's not. I think it's people will say, okay, if you get, you know, do you get frustrated if you're going through the airport, you get bothered taking pictures? No, because with every, you know, there are pros and cons that come with everything.
Yeah.
With, you know, popularity, with highs, with lows, you know. So you have to be able to take the good with the bad in every situation, no matter what, including that. And so I always say, no, I don't get frustrated by that, because the same reason I can go into a hospital and make someone smile, you know, is you know,
That's the price of it.
It's the price of it, and it's okay.
Well and good, but when you got to the NFL, the attention factor had to be a distraction. Networks, television, cable networks were built around your every
It
utterance.
doesn't have to
you ever
be a
produced.
distraction to me.
But it was it?
No, it was not a distraction to me.
Just to the rest of us.
I mean, you know, and sometimes I think it could be a distraction to certain things around me, or make it harder, but not to me personally.
So when, for instance, when you showed up to play for New York, the cameras, the press, it was like the president showed up.
Crazy.
That was unprecedented.
I think the biggest thing that it hurts sometimes, maybe being able to just be a guy on the team and relate to teammates.
Yes.
And have teammates be able to look at you. What about this petition? the 10,000 signatures bring you back to the Broncos or back to the NFL?
It's humbling to be able to have that many people support you and love you, and I loved my time in Denver. I mean, the fans are awesome.
You also had a few of the greatest moments,
Well,
the most dramatic moments.
We were blessed. I mean, so many of those teammates, they're so awesome. I'm close to them to this day. It's awesome.
Has the ship sailed for you in terms of the NFL?
You know, I don't think you can, I wouldn't say that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds my future.
What do you want? What do you want?
Well, what I want is so much bigger than football and sports. What I want for my life is to be able to change people's lives. You've known that since I was 15 years old, and I was in my first mission trip in the Philippines, and I was in a remote village in the Philippines, in a crazy remote island, and we hiked all day to get to this village, and on this village I got to meet a boy named Sherwin whose feet were on backwards, and after I got a chance to spend the day with this boy, I realized that what I want to do with my life is not win or lose games or championships or worry about being popular or anything like that. What I want to do is fight for people that can't fight for themselves. I want to fight for kids like Sherwin, and that everybody in that village looked at him as, here's this cursed boy. Why would the American, they've never seen a visitor in their entire life, so why would the American be holding this cursed boy? Well, because God loves him, and and so everybody's saying, he's cursed, you can't touch him. No, I can touch him, I can hold him, I can carry him, and I can love this kid, and I can make a difference in his life. So yeah, what I want to do with my life is so much bigger than win or lose a game.
And you have a new book coming out, Shaken, and does it look at the highs and the lows? Because there have
sure
been
does.
the highs and lows.
That's exactly right. And there's not everyone can relate to the highs, but pretty much everybody can relate to the lows.
Sure.
So many people have gone through not being good enough or getting cut or being dumped or whatever it is of having to handle that. And so for me, writing this book was hopefully it's an encouragement to the people that read it, that when they face tough times in life, that their identity's not shaken, that their foundation's not shaken, that they can hold on to truth, they can hold on to love, and they can continue getting through the tough times.
It's what you do, it's not who you are, but you have a gift of being able to look at the big picture, where so many people, when they're in it and they're going through these tough times, it's very difficult.
And especially athletes who have the biggest tunnel vision of anybody else. We're going to take a break. We're talking about helping people. You got a new show, and this
Tim's
is
not
part
going
of
anywhere.
why you're doing this show. We'll talk all about Home Free with Tim Tebow when we come back. Tim is joining the Fox series Home Free. Now here's you in action right here.
What's up, everybody? Oh my God! I'm Tim Tebow, and this is Home Free.
Oh my God, look at that tall man. That's Tim Tebow.
How you feeling? You all came here to win the dream home for your hero. To win, you are going to need skill, will, and strategy. And this will be one of the toughest things that you will ever go through. Because let me tell you something, this is Home Free, and we're not building just one dream home. We're building an entire neighborhood.
Wow!
This is fun. I've never seen it before. So
How'd you do?
What do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be awesome. I really do. When it was pitched to me about what this show was going to be, they were saying, okay, there's going to be 11 contestants, and they're going to be competing to try to win a home for their hero. And I was like, okay, that's really cool. But then you start to hear the stories of the heroes and what they've gone through. And one of our contestants is a war hero in Afghanistan, and the man he's competing for was the man that came back and saved his life when he was laying in a ditch after he got blown up. And so you understand these stories. Another one of our contestants is competing for a lady that randomly gave her kidney to save his father's life. Never met him, just a random act of kindness that she does all the time when he was going through dialysis. And so you hear these stories and you see what they're going through and their past, and it's like, yeah, this is something awesome. This narrative needs to be told. This story needs to be out there of all these heroes, because in a society where it's so much about, us and me,
me.
this show is bigger than that. these contestants are here to make a difference in their hero's life, and we're all to the place we're at because someone has invested in us and cared in
Someone
us
saw
and
something in
helped
us,
us.
yeah.
Absolutely. And
You're going to need Kleenex then, is what you're saying, though, to watch this.
You
You might
will.
need a little box of Kleenex.
All right, tell us about this guy.
Mike Holmes. Mike Holmes, he tries to put on that, tough guy, macho persona, and he plays that up with his overalls, which I tease him about just a fancy onesie.
Kind of.
But he is an awesome guy. He is a master builder. He's amazing at it. He knows what he's doing. It's crazy. We couldn't have built 11 homes without him. Built an entire neighborhood.
You got him to smile.
I got him to smile, and to be honest with you, he even cries.
That's what I was
Really?
Yeah, of
He
course.
even cries.
It's the tough ones that
And he
go
doesn't
down.
want to let anybody see it. He'll put one of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, wipe it off. You're like,
God,
come
no,
on, man.
it
It's
was
okay.
A flashback.
It's not a bad
Hey,
thing.
Sawdust.
We saw that speech you gave there at the beginning that starts the show off. Now, we've all done shows. That's tough. That first speech is tough, right? How many takes did you have to do to get through that?
We just did that one time. And
One take
Yeah,
wonder.
you're-
All right,
it,
okay.
it wasn't a. It's not a speech though. It was just like excited about what
yeah.
we're gonna do. And I
And
think
you
if
were
you take
feeling
it
the
from a
energy.
speech, oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
They were so pumped when they
Yes.
got off that bus, and so was I.
Yes.
And that was so much of the show is just raw emotion
Yep.
and inspiration, aspiration, sometimes hard times or maybe wanting to quit. And so how do you get through
You're
it?
making him work.
You
Yeah.
are,
Oh, yeah.
you
Get
are
out there.
sitting next to the world's greatest crier. She's right. You have to know this, Tim.
That's why I asked the tissue, because
She
I
used
don't
that
see-
as an
you're gonna
opportunity
need
it.
to get
You're
closer
gonna
to
need
Tim.
it.
Yeah, she moves over. Now
Every-
she's sitting on his
yeah.
lap.
I
Okay.
need some comfort.
All right.
Every reveal, you will need it.
Yeah.
Every reveal. Because
Well, this
awesome
one's
thing
gonna
is,
be a mess.
yeah, they lose and they get eliminated from the competition.
Yeah.
But then their hero still gets a home.
Oh,
So
at
you
the
end
end.
every
Yeah, everybody
episode
wins.
Do they
giving
know
away a
that
home.
when they get eliminated? But do they know that it'll still be?
They
a
don't
home?
know that when they show up.
Okay.
But
Okay.
after the first
Okay.
reveal,
Yeah.
we tell them because they're going to find
You know
out.
why? It's a show, but you couldn't live with yourself if they went
yeah.
home empty-handed.
Oh, it'd be so hard. But they don't. They're there. And yes, you do want to win because every week the homes get bigger and better and nicer. And then if you win the grand prize, you get the ultimate dream home, which is sweet, by the way.
Now, do you look at yourself and are you critical, the whole TV thing? Do you look at yourself and think, oh, I could have done that better? Or
Of
do
course, you always got to try to improve in everything you,
You
do.
watch
See,
game,
Lisa,
you watch
it's
game
normal.
film?
It's normal.
Game film.
Yeah.
Game, yeah, exactly.
Sure,
He's
yeah.
gonna circle and like put little arrows. I could have done this.
Okay.
I don't really know about the
I want to
arrows,
get back to
but
this.
sure. Yeah.
You made your point. It's an excellent point. Football is just one little mark in a long life. But that was a mark that allowed you to be you, allowed you
Absolutely.
to have an outreach to help
and I'm
people.
so grateful for it.
Can you accept the fact that you may never play again?
100%. Absolutely.
Do you know how unusual you are?
I know.
Well, here's the thing: is for so much of my life, you say, "Oh, I trust God with whatever happens." Well, it's really easy to do that when you're winning game after game after game. But what happens when it doesn't go your way? You can't be upset or bitter or frustrated with the plan that God has for your life and then trust Him at the same time. They just don't go hand in hand.
Right.
It's no, if you really trust Him, no, I'm good with it.
But
Like,
you're also
do you
a-
want to play?
you're
Sure.
also a fighter.
But
You're not going to go out
absolutely,
without
but
a fight.
that has nothing to do with not being at peace or being okay with it. That's those are two very different
So if
things.
the phone rings right after this show, and it's Cincinnati saying, "Come play for us," what are you going to do?
I think you take everything in stride, and every opportunity you try to look at
So
it.
you're-
No,
manage
you
it.
say, "Show
That-
me
that-
the money."
That was
That's what
politically
you
correct too.
Are you still out there? You're practicing every day, though, no?
I
Yes?
hit the gym like once or twice.
Yeah, like work on
Of course.
work on your
Yeah.
shoulders and your arms.
Yeah.
You need some work
Thank you
there.
so much.
My pleasure. You guys
great
are awesome.
talking
Y'all
to
so
you.
much
Thank you
fun.
so
You're
much,
like part
Dan.
of the family now.
Thank you.
Home
I
free
like being part of the
there's
family.
Thursday, June 16th on Fox. Come back and visit, okay?
He might be filling in for you.
You want to fill in for me?
Dude, I don't have any suits that fancy.
Oh,
That's higher than my budget, bro.
We're about, believe me, it's not, by the way.
Amazon.
yeah.
Amazon.
We're
Trust
about
me.
the same size.
Amazon.
yeah.
We got the same shoulders. We'd have to build two of these to cover you.
Yeah.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. We'll be
Thank you,
on.
guys.